All right, guys. Combat Jiu-Jitsu legend Ben Eddy is here today. Most people that do combat jiu-jitsu come from MMA. They have some MMA training in their background. Maybe they had a couple amateur fights. Maybe they used to fight in the UFC. Maybe they used to fight in Bellator. To them, combat jiu-jitsu is like, way safer. But to pure jiu-jitsu players, it's gangster. They're looking up the other way. They're like, damn, we're gonna get smacked. And then we keep putting together those highlight reels of dudes just getting fucked up. That's scaring a lot of people. It looks violent. You put together a compilation of all the putazos that have been thrown, the flurries, the people that have been fucked up. You put it all together. It looks kind of scary. But so most pure jiu-jitsu players, they don't want to have anything to do with combat jiu-jitsu. Like, fuck that. We'll stay over here. MMA fighters, they love it because you meet in the middle. Because for an MMA fighter, for a full-time MMA fighter to compete in sub-only is tough. Only a couple full-time MMA fighters could do that. Like Gary Tonin, Gilbert Burns, Damon Maya. It's tough. Doing all, because when you're training MMA, most of your time is kickboxing and conditioning and dragging logs up hills and shit. The sub-only guys, they're just rolling all that, drilling. It's hard for MMA guys to compete, and it just makes sense. They're not spending the equal amount of time on grappling. But in combat jiu-jitsu, shit, it gives them a little. They meet in the middle. It gives them a little more of a chance, with the strikes. So Ben Eddy is one of the only guys. His pure jiu-jitsu never even thought about MMA. And his rubber guard is so goddamn good. He knew that his style's perfect for combat jiu-jitsu. It's perfect. He don't have to do no Muay Thai. He could be on the bottom. Dude takes him down, so what? You don't want to take him down. They don't know what to do with that dude. You gotta dance around. The way you beat Ben Eddy is you dance around. You better make sure you don't put you in his guard. You got 80%, it's over. You're in his guard. Hindulotine's all over the goddamn place. He got 2 Hindulotines in the 130 in the bantamweight championship 2 in a row. And the second guy he got in the Hindulotine, the fight before that guy beat the fuck out of his opponent, blew the dude's eye out. That was probably the most blood we've had. Maybe not, but the biggest, most swole eye we got, that's for sure. That guy fucked him up. And then he goes against Ben Eddy and he gets dead orchard. Right, or was it Hindulotine? Dead orchard. But even better than that, his very first combat jiu-jitsu match, in case you missed it, was against Wilson Hayes, who's a legit high-level black belt, been a black belt 15 years probably. Something like that, 10, 15 years. Just fought, and he's an MMA fighter, just fought Demetrius Johnson in the UFC for the championship. He just went through that at the highest level. He was so close to being the UFC champion. Right after that, he fights Ben Eddy in combat jiu-jitsu. And it's just perfect. And he didn't have to change his style. That's why he won. He won because he didn't have to change his style at all. Nothing got altered. It's the exact same thing he plays when he's on the mat here. It's not different. It's the exact same thing. That's why he won. That's why Jean-Jacques went to Abu Dhabi. And he was the first one just to finish everybody in the division. 60-man tournament finished, all 4 opponents. People were like, what the fuck? Before that, Abu Dhabi was just like a stalemate fest. It's because Jean-Jacques always played the overhook game because his left hand, he has no fingers. So when they took off the gi, all the gi guys were kind of like limited as to what they can do because they're going against wrestlers who don't know how to pass the guard, don't know how to finish, but they know how to manhandle people without grips. So it was a problem. So it was a lot of stalemates. Jean-Jacques goes in there, overhooks all these motherfuckers, sweeps them, finishes them, just crushed. Everyone's like, whoa. That's the same reason Ben Eddy did so well. Never even thought about MMA, just jumps in there. Just does this rubber guard like he always does. Got him in a dead orchard. Didn't have to change his game at all. It's perfect for him. He's gonna fight he won the 10 PQ. He's gonna be fighting in the next Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds, which is December 19th in Cancun. That's the one with Donald Cerrone against Craig Jones and Rashad Evans against Ryan Aiken.
Hours later.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Benjamin Eduardo.
so I just want to show some of my stuff I'm doing from rubber guard because I think I have a few details that are a little bit different. Especially I think like one position I like played a lot is like dead orchard, you know. So I think I have like a couple of different details I'm doing in dead orchard that like really make it work a lot better. Especially combat. I'll talk like one just regular jiu-jitsu, and then I'll talk like combat jiu-jitsu with like a dead orchard because it's way easier combat jiu-jitsu. So let's just say a starting like spot, we'll go off of this because I like to just show this as well too. Like just holding this right here, if he's like posturing or trying to break out of this holds him pretty well, you know? So if I'm just like, let's say I'm just starting this whole exchange from this rather than let's say a knee hug or something, just from this, I'll grab this a lot. And so first thing to think about is, this is especially key in like rubber guard in general. You really want to be like patient through everything, you know, and you want him to be struggling. Like he's the one that's stuck in something, not you, right? So I have this hold, I want him to struggle against me to get out, you know? So while he starts moving and struggling against me to get out, that's when I grab this further. So go ahead and like try and move and like struggle like against me. That's gonna like make it so I can like break him down. Versus like if I tried to like now go after him and now you resist me, you know, like that, he can like follow me. Now I just wait and let him move and I can like pull him down, right? So that's like really key, just basic thing about rubber guard, but you have to know that to play rubber guard, that you have to have them struggling and you're breaking them down through that struggle, right? So I'll do that from here. He's moving, break down the knee hug, and right here. It's like a good, strong rubber guard right here, remission. But this will, a lot of times this will set up dead orchard because he's pushing on our chest to get off of us from this hold, you know? So we need his arms on our chest, okay? But so the biggest thing I see with like guys playing dead orchard is they're on this hip over here. It's gonna be way harder to like pump here. So like play all this, like moving your elbow on this hip over here. Okay, I wanna be on this hip over here. Cause now I'm gonna be able to use this gravity over here. I'm gonna be able to get his elbow up off the mat. I'm gonna be able to push in like way better. So if we're over here, we wanna correct ourselves. I don't put my foot to the mat, I just like press my thigh down if I'm there. Or if I was like inside, and I just press my foot down here and pull this out. If I want to get on this hip, okay? Now from here, I go ahead and let go of my knee hug, and I come over to grab the head, because usually at this point, they're trying to push and posture pretty hard. They're really trying to posture hard. So I switch here to grab the head, and the biggest thing I think I make a big point of is I really lock this elbow in, like right here. Okay, because I see a lot of guys, their elbow is kind of out a little bit. And if his elbow's out a little bit, if he's driving in and I'm trying to pump, that elbow being out is everything that messes us up. Versus now if I go lock that in like this, now I can like pump, you know? So I really lock that in, because now if he tries to drive into me, I can stop him because I have my elbow there. That's like a frame. If it's out a little bit, he's gonna get through that. So I have to like lock that shoulder in with this elbow. Right, so that's like a big key. If you're gonna do this, you gotta lock that shoulder in. I'm controlling the posture as much as I can by holding his head. And then don't go, I see a lot of guys too, go crack it like right away. And they try, I think that's too much work for you. Like do a couple pumps first, you know, lift up with this elbow too. Like lift him up, and you put a couple pumps, then finish it off like right there through, you know? And then once I get this in, turn this down, pull it out. You wanna make it tighter by grabbing around the foot always, never inside. Pull around to make it tighter. And then I hug my knee and I go right here on the wrist and I kind of wait. Because if I just go right away, sometimes it might be hard for me to get my hips up off the mat. Versus I just go here and wait, they're pretty much always gonna stack me. And that gets my hips up for me, and so then 2 on 1, boom, just real quick. And you kind of want to go all at once too, like don't catch yourself just like slowly going, because you kind of want to give them a little bit of like a oh shit, you know, you want them to like go oh no and like tap, because there is like a little bit of braking power here, but there's not a ton, you know, and sometimes when you're going and everything's going, it can be hard to really put good braking power. So you want to give them, you want them to kind of go a little like, oh shit, you know, so really go 2 on like fast, you know, not switch. So, yeah, I'm coming here. I might have been on my knee hug. If I'm gonna switch now to the dead orchard, I'm switching from this knee hug like this to boom, right there. That's a switch. Like, and if I get that locked in, I'm here, then I'm pretty much feeling like I can do the dead orchard. You know, because now he can try and really keep his elbows wide and everything, but I got him here and I can just keep pumping and pumping. The only other thing he can do at this point is he tries to start standing up. I don't have to care about that leg. That leg will make him weaker, but this one I have to kind of care about. So if he steps up with this one, I'll go off of this and I'll grab around the leg. Not under it, I'll grab around it. Okay, so if this leg comes up, you want to like deal with that and grab around it.
I call it the rubber hook, by the way.
Rubber hook?
Every
Okay.
time I say that, the rubber hook.
Yeah, you always show that, yeah. So make sure to do this because they can mess you up, so you got to do that. And then we'll just go back to this. And then we'll just let go and come to the finish. But yeah, I just want like that kind of main detail, just coming off of this hug here, where we're at, and just really locking this in with this elbow. That's the main detail, and I go here. And then just really pop that up with your elbow, pump a few times here, and then go. You know, if you can't get there, you can always modify it, go underneath. But yeah. And then like, one other thought with the dead orchard, just like combat jiu-jitsu wise, like right once I get here, so this was combat jiu-jitsu, you can pretty much, I feel like you can basically force the dead orchard the second you get here, once you get here to rubber guard. Because now all I gotta do is just start hitting him in the head, you know, and he has to bring his arms in. He just has to bring them in, you know. So if we're playing combat jiu-jitsu, right once I get here, I'm just gonna let go and just start hitting him in the head. But not hard, like easy. Like, if I go hard, then maybe I'm getting, like, there's too much motion and stuff. I just want it to be easy, so he has to bring his arms in. And then I just go dead orchard. And that feels really good. Whenever there's slaps, like I feel like if I got rubber guard, I can just do that.
That's it.
And it just forces it, you know?
Take that back to Russia.
Yeah. Yeah, so you just slap off that.
When he finally gets it, he's working on it.
I know,
When he
he's
finally
like one
gets it,
that
he's gonna
needs
be
to get
unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
I see when he's playing dead orchard, it's like, yeah, that could be really good.
Can you do that one more time, the whole path?
So I'm just saying off of this, you know, any way that we're gonna get to our like rubber guard, let's say we're going off of like this, breaking him down, so I'm gonna let him struggle. This first and my knee hug first, and I get here. Now at this point, so I don't need to zombie this, like out of the way, I don't need to zombie this. If it's feeling like a huge pain, and he's like really pushing his hands together here, and he's feeling like a big pain, like he's really defending like that, then you can go ahead and zombie it, you know. But at the first, I'm gonna make him earn that, you know, because at first it's good for his arms to be stuck on my chest, you know. So I'm just here.
Why is it good?
Because when we finish, if I zombie here and I go to here, it's easier for him to drive into me with his arm to the mat. Like through this whole process right here, like if you drive in really hard, you can drive in really hard if his arm's on the mat. But if his arm's on my chest, he can't drive into me now. Drive in. So it's really, you know, so I've had a problem sometimes when I zombie and I get here, sometimes I have a problem with them like squirming their shoulders out.
You ever put the kickstand in?
Like this. Yeah, that will help. Yeah, I like that in this spot. And yeah, if I get this arm stuck here, I'll do that.
And put your hands back on his chest. Do you, and go back to shitty mission control? When they're like that, the first thing I do, Jeremiah, he does it all the time too. Marvin, who's a big time Dead Orchard player, as well as Jeremiah, they go right mission control, whether it's shitty or good. and just put a fist in that throat and go gag reflex to bring their elbows in? Do you ever just go right in there? I do that now too. If they got they're posturing up.
I don't like it because I'm not hugging my knee, I guess.
But I would do it when they
switch to
start
this
posturing
anyway.
up, and I feel like I'm losing. They're like a beast. Boom! As soon as I put something in their neck, they come back down. That's why. To me,
I
that
guess I'm
brings them
doing
down.
this and they're doing like this. You know,
Okay.
so I don't know. I really don't have enough numbers into this. I haven't ever put.
You can tap
that
someone
many
out in there
numbers.
too. If they don't address it, put them
Yeah.
to sleep.
Yeah.
I've been put to sleep with that before.
Yeah.
I started putting to sleep with that.
Wow.
So there's a skill to it. Like you have the mission control, you have this, and the skill is I feel like this is my weak side, mission control, but this is my strong side, fisting your neck. You know what I mean? So, but you can feel like, there's levels to this. But anyways, I was just wondering if you went to it.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've seen everybody else does that. I just haven't put any much time into it. I'm either really hugging my knee a lot, or I'm going on the head. Is kind of what I'm deciding. But I haven't put much time into this.
Okay.
And if it's combat jiu-jitsu, I can just like slap. So that's what I kind of think about a lot. It makes it so easy. Like I feel like it's just. But yeah, so for everyone else, like we're here, roll that over. I'm going on my head for now. But this is the biggest detail, whether you do this or whatever. I think that's the other thing too. If I was to do this and push my elbow out, now when I go like this, I can't do this and that,
Okay.
So I think that's the biggest detail is that elbow.
Yeah, keeps him from stacking.
Yeah, now he's stuck. And that's when I feel like I can actually do this dead orchard because he can't drive into me anymore. I really just get specific right here. Really make sure I really have this. Stay really specific here and really wait.
You go back, put him in it again, dead orchard. Do you have? I do Mexican dead orchard. I gotta do a lot more work than
this one.
You. Yeah, I do a lot of other shit, but just go with dead orchard.
Yeah.
I think when they're right here, bringing this arm just this way like that. That's.
Yeah.
I always feel like that's
Yeah.
more easier than straightening it.
I've
You ever do that?
Yeah, I've tried that one. And sometimes they use that to like straighten their arm out, But I think I could. I think I need to get better at it. I'm just not that good at it.
It doesn't look as good as a straight arm bar. I will say that. Though. It looks like my arm.
I would like
my
it.
arm
It'd be
got
way
trapped,
easier.
and
If I
then
could do that,
it doesn't.
it'd be nice.
It's not good.
'Cause this is
how
like
that
tough,
feels. That
you
looks
know?
better.
I like this. I've been trying to get this more, but I'm doing something wrong.
Okay, now you're playing full rubber guard, right? You play a lot of 3/4 rubber guard. Your Hindulotine is pretty much 3/4 rubber guard, even
Yeah.
like half rubber guard almost.
Yeah.
Even you can Hindulotine someone, and they could pass your guard. So that's
Yeah.
like side control rubber guard ish. That's almost in the fly trap family. Buggy choke almost. If they're passing your guard and you still have the Hindulotine on, that's insane. What I want to know is, let's say you're trying to set up for a dead orchard, you have to be in full guard. You don't set up for dead orchards in 3/4 guard. That's other shit. That's go clinches, go plata, carney,
Yeah,
plata.
dead orchard's full guard.
It's a different style.
Yeah.
So do you ever go from, I'm trying to set them up in full guard with the dead orchard, and it's not fucking working. I gotta go to. Do you ever bring your leg in, boom, and it's changed to a Hindulotine?
Yeah.
You show me how you go from a failed dead orchard to
To
Hindulotine.
the Hindulotine. Well, so Hindu, I feel like I can kind of do any time I have a knee hug. So I might do it from like a failed attack. I might have been like trying here and it's not working. So then I get back to my knee hug. But once I get on my knee hug, I can go for it. I also do usually want this arm zombie. So if I'm here, I'll go ahead and zombie that arm. 'Cause I need that one zombie for it.
You need that zombie for because I was gonna say when I switch from full guard to this ain't working, I gotta go to 3/4 rubber guard.
Especially in
game.
3/4, it's
I
gonna
need an
happen.
overhook. I won't do it unless I got that goddamn overhook. So the zombie will give you
And
the
I use
overhook.
this a lot too for zombieing too, because this is like easier to zombie with this.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, nice. So from here,
But I could go from full guard. So
are you
like
just gonna
here.
put your right foot in between? Are you gonna put that butterfly in?
I could also just go Hindu right from here. I'll do it right from here a lot. Just go right
Oh, even in full guard?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Anytime I have my knee hugged,
Okay.
I can do it, you know?
Okay.
As long as I'm hugging my knee, I can go for it, yeah.
You do Hindulotines from full guard?
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
so. Alright.
But I could, like, let's say maybe his head's a little too up, whatever, so I can't. So then, yeah, maybe I do want to, like, come out to this side, get a little angle, start getting my foot in. I could just go, like, right here from meat hook, too. Do it from meat hook a lot. So I'm playing here, meat hook. This could be full still. I'm in meat hook.
Yeah, if you could do the Hindulotine from full guard, you don't need to go.
So you're always
I
like,
would just stay at full guard. I didn't
Yeah.
think you could do it from full guard.
you're always putting your elbow on top of the foot. We're going in. So it's here, and don't look at it. And then right there, boom, drop in that. And then yeah, I like to play from here a lot as well, just because like, you know, here, like if he starts like looking at my leg to try and pass, then like that's my opportunity to go for it, you know.
And then like he could
So we
pass all the way, knee slice it, pass all the way, and still hit that Hindulotine like we were
and he's
talking
like
about.
this. He's looking at that and passes right there.
You lost
So-
the battle of the knee, but you're still in the
So
mix.
go ahead and pass this inside knee. So as long as I can get over his head though. If he was there and he picked his head up, then I wouldn't have. But let's say I get over his head though. Yeah, he's still
Now,
stuck in the
he's
guillotine.
completely passed.
Yeah. And so you can
Can
like
you get a
try and
shot
come
of this?
in
Look
and
at his face.
he can try and come in and do stuff, but he's still stuck in the guillotine. Yeah, I'm coming here so the and I could even come up here like 100%, you know. I could come back in, stop. I triangle with the Hindulotine a lot. It's like if we're here and he's like defending the guillotine by like if he brings his elbow in to defend the guillotine, I'll bring the elbow in. Yeah, then it's a triangle, you know. Right. So as his arm was here, and if he brings his hand in to try and defend, then boom, he just gave me a triangle. You know. So there's a lot of
I've never seen that.
triangles right there. You know. Yeah, because he can't bring his hand back to defend it unless he wants to give up a triangle. I was gonna have you guys try the dead orchard, and then we threw everything at you there. Yeah.
Why do you look away from it?
Huh?
Why do you look away from it?
Just open your chest up. If you're looking at it, it's gonna be harder. So
Can you
just
explain that
open-
on that?
Yeah. Just open your chest up. So I mean, let's say, you know, because I want you to see, like, some of you guys are gonna be able to just play it right from here, you know, right from your knee hug. Some of you aren't, of course, but some of you will. And so right here, I can just, boom, we're just going like this. We're just going over the head, around the head, and we're gonna touch your toe, and then like basically what you do when you get in here is and then, again, you need to let him struggle. So he's struggling, he's doing stuff. All you're looking to feel is like for your thumb eventually get through his chin, under his chin right there. Right once your thumb feels like it's under the chin, then you go ahead and come in. Anytime you feel like you could actually grab it, then you go for it. But if you don't feel like you can grab it yet, then you just wait. You just wait here for a long time. You wait here for a long time. Then you feel like, oh, I can grab it, okay. Because once you grab it, now you can just wait forever.
I finally got the grip down. I'm walking through Ralph's and shit practicing with my mask under my nose. Waiting for someone to say shit. Please say some shit. Street Hindulo.
Yeah, the grip is like, it's like a S grip. Some of us throw an S grip guillotine, but it's just reinforcing that thumb. And so then you can just start grabbing the thumb itself.
It's such a complicated grip. I don't know if you can capture it on video, but
It's tough.
let me see if I can explain it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's hard.
Here, this right?
Yeah.
Everything's correct?
Yeah,
This
like I would
thumb-
just give it a little bit of space, that's all. That's it. And that's right, yep.
And then these three fingers are gonna grab under here.
Yeah, just grab that hook grip basically that you made for yourself, that little hook. You made a hook and now you're gonna grab it.
One of these days.
And you can use that for regular guillotine. I'll use that for my regular guillotine too. So you don't have to just use that for Hindulotine. I'll I'll go arm in, and then when I control them, once I've got them controlled, I like to do this a lot. Here, once I got them controlled, then I let go boom, right there. And that's the finished guillotine. This is the control one, and then boom, right there. And what I like about this is I don't have to use any strength, nothing, I just barely start pulling, you know? Versus the other ones, you're just kind of like squeezing a little bit more, really putting a lot of strength into your guillotines. But,
Ladies and gentlemen. That was just the presentation. We're gonna take a group pic and start rolling. You guys can practice it too.
sometime in your off time.
It's doing my overtime. So.
It's okay, you'll have a video.
They got it. No.
Yeah.
We got it.
What video?
They can practice on their own.
What video?
We got it in our brains. It's a wise crowd.
Oh shit. I got a lot of shit. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna fucking hit it. I practice it. But the one thing is, if I'm not thinking, I'll go like this.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I gotta train my power, dog. Is that white power?
Yeah, it is like that little symbol they were trying to say Trump was making. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
It's a pretty weak guillotine, but it's like not. It's just a slow hold. Just a slow hold. Just control.
Did you ever break down how you discovered that?
Yeah, not really. Just like off of the S grip. Just because Denny taught a lot of S grip guillotines. Denny would always teach us S grip guillotines, so I was always doing a lot of S grip guillotines from early on, and I just kept feeling like this was rolling out. This was like falling out right here, and so I just started reinforcing the thumb right there. And then that started feeling good on its own. So then I just started making that its own grip and just holding just that.
And it just comes from having an open mind, like, because like if something generally when someone runs into a problem, like their S grip's not working or whatever, their grips aren't working, they tend to just abandon it or stick to positions that it does work.
Yeah, if you feel like you're trying to figure something out, I guess, you know, some people feel like they're willing to figure things out, you know. I like to figure things out, so so I spend time figuring out, like, what if we do it this way or that way or different ways, thinking about things different ways.
But you never abandoned it. How long did it take you to develop? Like inch by inch, how long? Like so you started hitting it regular.
Denny taught us S grip guillotines real early on, you know, and I didn't start playing with this until EBI 1, until like right before EBI 1, so I was a purple belt. So.
Which you did hit.
Yeah, which I hit it there, yeah.
That was a purple belt.
Yeah, I hit it there, but I was just, it took a long time to find it though.
Do you feel like that success at EBI 1 like really like motivated you to keep going with that?
Yeah, it definitely gave me a big taste of like competition and getting on like a bigger stage. I actually enjoyed that competition. I think that's what the biggest thing is. Like I really enjoyed it. I found like a good feeling, and I was like enjoying it. And it was a good event, and that was hard for me. I hadn't enjoyed competing before. I was like very stressful, and I have all kinds of different feelings about how I need to hype myself up for competition. But that one I was able to actually kind of enjoy. So. Yeah, it kind of set me up, but like something early in my head I'd already like done early on.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. Like, what type of people develop moves? Because I see a commonality among most of them. It's like open-mindedness, skeptical to like what could or could not work, but always diligent in like the problem solving.
Yeah,
you know, and then usually people get some success, and then that like really pushes them to keep going. You know,
yeah.
Usually, like you have to have some sort of success to like to believe in it.
Every time, the only time I film technique is for mastering the system, and they never rep it. I just teach it, like you guys already know this shit. You know what I mean? Or they actually don't, and they learned it. They could apply it. They learned it. Now let's roll. So it wasn't like you, like I didn't want to be disrespectful. They never rep the shit I teach.
I know how you
They never.
I know how you do that, yeah.
There was so many things in there that I wasn't like. Maybe I don't have to do a Mexican dead orchard after all. I got to do a lot of shit to do a dead orchard, but I do dead orchard.
So I do think body type plays a big deal with it, you know. But for some of our guys, they're going to be able to dead orchard, especially in combat jiu-jitsu. And so I just see it, you know, like we could just clean up a couple of those things, and it's going to be way better.
You feel like if you would have had Elias in your full guard, you could have got him, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, dude. Anybody your size lands in your guard, 80%. 80%. So it's all about, forget about rubber guard, you already got that. You just got to figure out ways to get them in full guard.
And stuff. I gotta grapple more, wrestle more. The more you wrestle, the more you're doing that though, and like, so it's. But yeah, I gotta get in there and wrestle. I know.
All you gotta do is get in your guard.
Right.
Right. You got it. You ain't gonna lose none of that shit. Even if you lost 30% of your rubber guard skills, it's still enough. Which ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, but you know. It's all about getting dudes in your guard.
Hey, way better at wrestling.